Hello and welcome everybody to this week's episode of Ant on Music. If you've made it this far into the year, you've made it to at least the first week of February. If you're obviously watching this later in the year, you've made it even further. Congratulations. Been an interesting week and a half or so since I dropped an episode. Got some new stuff. I'll let you know now. No box sets this week. Otherwise, you'd see unboxing in the title. But had a little minor catastrophe. It could have been a huge catastrophe, but it seems like the crisis has been averted. Got a little ice damming going on in and around a window. And of course, what room is it in? This one. Of all the rooms in the house for me to sustain some sort of water coming in, it had to be this room. And where was it? Right above the stereo system. Just friggin' awesome. Gotta love it. But right now, it seems like the crisis has been averted. I've set up heat fans and, recaulked, and, I got to sand and paint. And hopefully that's it. Hopefully nothing else comes through. If you see me glancing this way, because that's where the freaking window is, that's driving me bananas. But I'm glad it's nothing like a pipe break or something like that, because my kitchen's right above this room. Really good planning, putting all the music right below the kitchen, but that's another story for another day. So anyhow, want to thank everybody for checking out the channel, for all your support, for the likes, the comments, the criticisms even. And when I speak out of tune, say something that's wrong, I just realize I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I make mistakes. Stuff happens. If you're new here and you dig what I do, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you want, pass the videos along on other platforms. So, in absence of having a box set, we kind of have like a makeshift one. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. We got a lot of colored vinyl, some Nightmare vinyl, clear vinyl coming up, and more Megadeth variants because they're still coming in. Haven't gotten all the variants that I ordered, but they are in some way, shape, or form on their way to the house. Who the hell knows? But we're going to start off with probably the lightest stuff that I have to show you this week. A band that I've been into since college. Former coworker of mine who's since passed on. Got me hooked on Steely Dan. And I am a huge Steely Dan fan. I love just about 99.9% of everything they've ever done. I've now completed my entire studio album collection from Steely Dan. There are a couple of live ones that I have to get still, but in time. So they have done a re-release campaign over the past couple of years of their studio albums, which is awesome because have everything on CD, don't have everything on vinyl until now. So first thing I'm going to show you is Steely Dan's 4-time Grammy Award-winning album, including Album of the Year. Right? This one is called Two Against Nature. All right? The appropriately titled Two Against Nature because it's Walter Becker and Donald Fagen. All right? And this is on, as I always say, Nightmare vinyl because it is crystal clear. And it does come with an insert. So we'll show you the insert with your lyrics and liner notes and the additional artwork for the album. Okay? Just going to show you one slab of vinyl, talk a little bit about it, and then we'll move on to the other Dan reissue. So here we go. Crystal clear vinyl, very nice, heavyweight. Sounds great, but I mean, if you know Steely Dan at all, you know everything they do sounds great. They have always had pristine sounding albums. Nothing sounds bad. They're probably, two of my favorite artists ever to come along, Becker and Fagen. And if you've watched CNN recently, you'll have seen a Chevy Chase documentary. And if you didn't know this, which I did, heard about this years back, Chevy Chase was the original drummer that played with Becker and Fagen back in college. So that's pretty cool. This album's got some great tunes on it. The title track on here, Two Against Nature, is fantastic. It kicks off with Gaslighting Abbey, which I really dig. What a Shame About Me, which seems like it would almost be sort of autobiographical in a way. The typical Steely Dan loser character that's just seen too much of life. You've got Janie Runaway, Almost Gothic, Jack of Speed. Cousin Dupree's another phenomenal track. I believe that won a Grammy as well. Negative Girl and West of Hollywood. So very, very cool. Steely Dan, Two Against Nature in the now complete Steely Dan reissue campaign. So that one just came out a couple of weeks back, and delayed in putting the video up, obviously because of the freaking window. So the other one that we have is Everything Must Go. All right. And once again, crystal clear vinyl, more Nightmare vinyl. And got that. Show you the back as well. Show you one slide of the vinyl, the insert, and, you know, wash, rinse, repeat. So we got our lyrics and line notes and the man that are Steely Dan. So we got on this one, this is a single slab of vinyl right here as well. Actually, the other one was a double, but actually I should show the other one that has an etching, but you know, so I'm going to skip it just because it's so damn hard to actually visualize it. It's hard to see it when you're looking at it anyway, but if I was to show it to you, you'd be like, what the frig are you showing me? But this album is great too. Like I said, Steely Dan, just phenomenal musicians, great writers. Always love their lyrics. More than I think anything else with Steely Dan, I've always appreciated their lyrical content. On this one, we get The Last Mall, which is great, which kicks it off. Things I Missed the Most, another good track. Blues Beach, Godwhacker, Slang of Ages, Green Book, good tune, Pixeline, Lunch with Gina, and the title track, another killer track from Steely Dan. So, like I said, finally, got all the Dan stuff on vinyl. You know, it's like, to me, are these up to par with their 70s albums? No, but I mean, artists that, you know, that continue on and have as lengthy as a career as those guys did, forget it. So, that concludes Steely Dan. This is another one that came out. This is a live one, all right, and it's from the Death Cult. And you might be saying, well, who the frig is Death Cult? Death Cult is The Cult, and that was their moniker prior to becoming the Cult. They also had another moniker, the Southern Death Cult, and this is their live album that they've recently put out. So you can see the butterfly there, track listing there, and this is on some really cool looking vinyl. Got the splatter effect. You know, kind of fits with the butterfly artwork, which, you know, is on the back of this t-shirt, which is very cool. Almost looks like a Rorschach test. Since this one, you know, these are individually made. These look a little different, but not much. You know, and it's a great run of tunes on this that are primarily from Death Cult. And that's, you know, Asbury Duffy and their rhythm section, of which one of the most versatile powerhouse drummers that has played with the Cult, Death Cult, White Zombie, Rob Zombie, and Exodus. Talking about Bronx guy, John Tempesta, man. What a killer drummer he is. And also, we got Charlie Jones on bass, who's from San Francisco, I believe. And you've got a lot of a mixture of early Cult tunes and Death Cult tunes. And you've got 83rd Dream, Christians, Godzoo, which is killer. Brothers Grimm, excellent song. Ghost Dance, another good one. Butterflies, Flowers in the Desert, which I love. Resurrection Joe, great song. Horse Nation, Go West. These are all killer. What a killer set list this is. Hollow Man, Dreamtime, Spirit Walker, which I love. Rain, Moya, and of course, the classic Cult tune, She Sells Sanctuary. Now, I will say this, all right? Performance on here is great. Billy Duffy's spectacular. The rhythm section, like I said, I'll be honest with you. Ian Astbury's getting up there in years. Still sounds pretty good, but he doesn't sound like he did back in '83. But then again, you know, there's nobody out there that maintains that type of vocal prowess for all those years, especially being out on the road. But that one came out a while ago. I purchased that directly from the band. And, you know, very, very happy to get that in my collection. I really do love the Cult. One day I should do a whole show on the Cult, I think. I think that they're worthy of getting a whole show just themselves to show off my collection of their stuff. So we're going to move on to this bad boy. Now, I know you've seen it before, but we've got variants, all right? And the variants come with the same stuff inside, so we're not going to go into detail there. Now, it's kind of funny. Got to thank my wife. Why? Did she buy me the album? No, she didn't. But what she did tell me one day, I guess it's about 3 or 4 days now, she says, why don't you go downstairs and listen to music? You're never in that, you're not in that music room as much as you probably like to be. Go downstairs and just chill out. I guess I was pissy about something or whatever. Maybe she just wanted to get me out of her hair, most likely. And I don't blame her. I'm a pain in the ass. I came downstairs, and that's when I found the water coming through. That sucked. But I did manage to get this variant, and that's what I was listening to. It's a 2-album slab. I'm just going to show you one because they are exactly the same. This is the Zoetrope or Etrope, wherever the frig you pronounce it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong either way, or probably both. But this is cool. If you look at it with a strobe or with certain apps like a Lumascope, you can see Vic Rattlehead there at the outer rim giving you the finger, which is always pleasant. So, not going to talk about the album because we've already talked about it. I did a whole show on Megadeth, and I ranked all their albums. So if you're interested in that, go right ahead. So now the next one, okay, and this is kind of funny because this one I didn't peel yet. Because why am I going to? Well, just to show you the color of this vinyl, and then we'll take the sticker. We'll show you this, and I kind of get a laugh. So it's like only at Target. I went into Target. I was sent on a side quest by my wife, and I said, oh, let me go see if they have the Megadeth album here. And the reason I went to get this copy, not because they're red, although that's another variant to have. It was more so because this has the bonus track Bloodlust on it, as opposed to all the other variants which have Ride the Lightning as a bonus track. This one has Bloodlust, which is a great tune. I really do dig it. Shot. More coffee, and this is the red vinyl, which is typical, it seems, of all Target releases, kind of hitting the nail on the head time after time over at Target with the red releases. That's got a little black in it, so it's a little bit different for them. And it's got the excellent tune Bloodlust on it. So, like I said, if you want to hear all about Megadeth and, the new album and all that jazz, go back to the old episode, give it some love. It's only got like 125 likes, so go back, or 125 views. So go back and check that out. Next up, so we're going to have our makeshift box set. You guys know I'm always telling you about, hey, this place has got a sale, that place has got a sale. Don't forget to do Rhino's 12 Days of Christmas, yada, yada, yada. So one of the things that I got an email about a while back was this place called Boone's Overstock, all right? And they're this funky little outfit that has all sorts of cool vinyl things. And I was like, they finally had stuff that I wanted at a great price. Kind of an relatively unknown band from Houston, Texas. All right, proggy. All right, metally, thrashy. Sometimes bluesy and sometimes really funky and funny. They were good friends, probably still are. What do I know? Contemporaries of King's X. All right, they were signed to DGC. After their first 2 albums, they got dropped, and they bounced around. Talking about the Galactic Cowboys, all right? I've always loved the Cowboys. They have a very King's X-like sound. They are a bit more humorous, I would say, than King's X in a lot of ways. And I picked up not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of their albums on colored vinyl. So they're all gatefolds. They're all colored. We're going to take a look at all of them. And show you one of each of the slabs on each one because, it's quite a bit of stuff to go through. So this one is Machine Fish and Feel the Rage, okay? It combines 2 EPs, and it's got some really great stuff on them. And with their catalog, like I said, you get varying degrees of quality, I would say, as far as songwriting goes. But they are a great band. I'm not going to knock them one bit because I think they're friggin' awesome. I've followed them since the first Galactic Cowboys album, which I picked up for like $1 down in the city on CD. I wish I could find a re-release of that or an original release of that on vinyl. This kicks off with Feel the Rage, then The Struggle, Fear Not, Stress, Psychotic Companion, which is cool, In This Life, which is cool, Easy to Love, which is cool, Red Sun, Idle Winds, The Lens, Patting Yourself on the Back, In a Lonely Room, 9th of June, which is happens to be my aunt's birthday, Arrow, Paradigm Shift, and then we get I Want You, Junior's Farm, Idle Minds Live, 9th of June Live, and Grandmother's Coffin. So that's the 2 albums put together. It's on Brutal Planet Records from Limited Run Vinyl, Metal Blade, where they were signed to it at a certain point of their career. And you got that one. And it's on that gorgeous blue. The next one, this one we actually, I don't know why that one didn't have a hype sticker. But, same album collection, Limited Run, Metal Blade, yada, yada, yada. This one is on Lunar Orange. And this is the horse that Bud bought. Okay? On this one, we get Tilt-A-Whirl, then my theme song, Evil Twin, Oregon, The Buzz, Tomorrow, Ribbon, Breakthrough, Bound, Media Slant, Mona Lisa, I Can't Wait, Trip on Love, You've Changed, and My Life. And that is not a cover of the Billy Joel tune, in case you were wondering. Once again, if you dig their brand of southern fried thrash metal with really great harmonies as far as vocals go, you would dig this. If you've never checked them out, check them out. They're great Galactic Cowboys. So, next one we got for you is At the End of the Day, also colored vinyl. So we'll share that with you as well. Moving right along, and this is on Solar Red. You're getting the theme here. Galactic, solar, lunar, and we've got this. There's the band. You can tell they're kind of a bunch of characters there. At the end of the day, these guys are friggin' dead cool. Let's just put it that way. And we'll take a look at the vinyl here. Get a look at those fine gentlemen right there. And you get the album. Some more of the funky artwork from the album cover there. And this one, this album really kicks ass. I love it. Let's show you the gate here. Got all your lyrics and liner notes in there. Nothing to Say, Ants, Just Like Me. Then you get the whole Machine Fish Suite, Where Do I Sign, Bright Horizons, Puppet Show, Mr. Magnet, Never Understand, Ranch on Mars Part 2, Set Me Free, which I absolutely adore. How Does It Feel, Young Man's Dream, Shine, which is really cool, The Shape, It's Not Over, Through, and At the End of the Day, and it's produced by one of the members of the band, Alan Das. So, that's 3 of the 4 on our makeshift box set for this week. And finally, on Galactic Green vinyl, all right, we get Let It Go. All right, show you this one. Front, back, und the Gatefold, right there. Obviously, your lyrics and liner notes, and the band is great. The vocals with Monty and Ben and Jerry Gaskill even that makes a guest appearance on this one. From King's X, really cool stuff. And this is the Galactic Green. That's really a funky. This is almost, to me, this is like Lifesaver Green almost. For those who are old enough to remember Lifesavers. We've got an introduction on here. Then we got Tim, T-I-M, A Different Way, Life and Times Flag, Disney Spinning, which is funky. Hey Mister, Another Hill, Dirty Hands, and Boom, which is the Jerry Gaskill tune. Ordinary, Internalized, Swimming in December, which I do not advise if you live in New York. Song for Cybo, Future, Bucket of Chicken, and the record ends. And then, this was their last album for a while. And then they regrouped. They got a new label, and they put out, where is it? It's up there somewhere. That one, long way to go. So that is everything that I have for you this week. Hopefully, mail arrives soon. We got some new stuff, and as soon as it does, I will drop it in here for you to all check out. Once again, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Like, subscribe, share, comment, criticize. It's all good. Anything you do helps with the algorithm, that's what we're all doing. We're feeding the machine, right? So until next time, peace, one love, music. I'm out.